I'm Randy the Natural Couture.
This is BJ Penn.
This is John Fitch.
Hey, I'm Ariane Celeste.
I'm Forrest Griffin.
I am Fyodor. You are watching MMA Fix.
That's Striking Unlimited for the MMA Fix. My name's Dave Fair, alongside Frank Mir. How you doing, man?
I'm doing really well.
I'm looking at the knee. I saw a little bit of the workout. Looks like it's in pretty good shape.
Yeah, actually, I'm as good as it can be at this point. From the surgery. I'm happy with it. I wish I actually would have done it a little bit sooner.
Is this messing up your training routine, or are you still planning a normal training camp leading up to the big fight?
I'm trying to salvage as much as possible. It's actually drastically horrible, and I probably won't be in that good a shape on July.
Brock Lesnar has come out in multiple interviews and said a lot of negative things about you. He said that you're scared and that you're faking the injury and just said a lot of negative things. So what do you feel about that, generally speaking?
I probably wouldn't like me either if I made myself tap out in 90 seconds from everybody. Especially, I know in the pro wrestling thing, they come from that you tap only when it hurts, and it's kind of a sign of inadequacy. Everybody can say what he wants about the fight and how well he was doing, but it's funny that, if you lose in 90 seconds and you get credit for that, that just doesn't say much about what people's expectations were.
Do you dislike Brock Lesnar as a person?
No, not at all. He represents things that I don't. I know a lot of people, when they look at him, they see someone who's big, strong, and intimidating, and they think that's what it takes to be a fighter. That's not what I represent. If it was all about being super tough, I'm really not that tough of a guy. I'm really kind of a wimp at heart. But I have a title, and most people don't.
Do you think that he's learned to be more respectful of the sport and of the people that he's competing against now?
He gets paid more than I do. Why would he want to act my way? Junie Brownie was highlighted on a show and didn't even win the reality show. Efron Escudero won the reality show. And right now, do most people know who Efron is? So is that really teaching people in our sport to act respectful and to be a martial artist? That has to be a choice on your own. It actually probably hurts my pocketbook at the end of the day. But again, I don't look down on Brock for doing things like that, because guess what? Brock's going to make more money than I am when we fight each other.
Well, you should get a big penis tattooed on your chest like he has.
Yeah. No, again, the whole look myself in the mirror, I guess I'd have a hard time seeing that in my chest, That my friends aren't as afraid of me, so I wouldn't live it down.
Let's talk about your last fight. I mean, Nogueira, you picked him apart. Your striking was on a different level than anyone expected it to be. Was that a focus going into that fight?
Yeah, I knew that a good strategy would be to fight him on his feet first, because he probably wouldn't be prepared mentally for that. And I also knew by studying my opponent, not so much what he does in the cage, but I studied his mind. So when I went into the fight and I hit him on his feet and dropped him, I knew that he would not adapt and not change, because he has a lot of heart. And the problem is, when a lot of people have heart, they're stubborn. That was the difference between Nogueira and myself, and I knew his mentality, that because he's a workhorse and he'll work, that he wouldn't adapt in the fight. So I knew once I stunned him a few times and I went to the ground, I didn't wave him up to be a dick, or I wasn't being cocky. I just knew that he was getting frustrated and that his boxing level was actually dropping. He became less of a boxer as the fight wore on, because he wasn't looking just to start winning, because he couldn't let go of what happened. He got dropped and everybody's cheering. I knew that would ebb into his mind and ebb into his great ego.
All of a sudden, you've got a UFC title around your waist again, and it's been a long road back for you. But what does this mean for you, and how much is that going to affect the fight for you?
I have the advantage of being at the top and knowing what it feels like to be at the bottom, the very bottom, and I know what that felt like. And so it's, like that expression, you don't know how much you love something until you lose it type thing. Well, I've already been there. I'm kind of an old man in that aspect now. So I'm never going to go back to that road without fighting tooth and nail and clawing and screaming before anybody drags me back into the bottom of the pile.
Obviously, you want to beat Brock, but have you thought about who would be next in line that you would want to fight?
Oh, yeah, Fedor. I don't want to, leave this life without ever being in there with Fedor. I want to see how hard he hits. I want to feel that punch. I don't think it's fair that other people have been hit in the face by him and I haven't. That's not right. I deserve to be hit too.
After you fight Brock, regardless of who wins, do you still consider Fedor to be the best heavyweight in the world?
Well, technically I have to say he's the best heavyweight in the world. He has a better record than I have. Do I feel, though, that I could beat Fedor? Absolutely.
Would you say that you're looking at Brock completely more decisively than you have any fighter that you've ever been in a match with before?
Well, yeah, of course I look at it from a different point of view. For the basic reason that, I guess, a lot of people, when they look at Brock, they go, oh, my God. I've had to actually ask people, why? Well, do you see the size of him? I'm like, oh, okay. What? Because I don't look from that set of eyes, I guess. I don't look at someone for the size of their biceps, and that's not my decision on how good of a fighter they are.
It's an exciting fight, man. It's probably one of the best that the UFC has ever put together, just because there's this huge grudge match, and you guys are really, really heating it up going into it, and it's got to be an honor to be fighting on this UFC card, right?
Yeah, that's actually why I was able to fake the knee injury and get scared and show up.
Well played again, my friend.
That was smart, right? UFC 98, man, that sucks. That's a shitty number. UFC 100, what's wrong? Check the knee out, shoulder, I don't know, pick something.